Hey there, listeners. I am Joanne Lee Cornish, your truth bomb dropper in the world of weight loss, body composition, and mastering the art of rocking the body you've always deserved and dreamed of in midlife and beyond. Let's cut through the noise. Society tells us it's downhill from now on. We're told to embrace the middle-aged weight gain, embrace the muscle loss and poor health. If that's your vibe, then cool. But if you're ready to defy the narrative, then I am your gal. This podcast is a no fluff podcast where we break down the essential truths of body composition, toss around some practical tips, and dissect the latest trends. I'm not here to sugarcoat. I'm here to show you what's not just possible, but downright probable for you. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to click the link in the show notes to explore how we can team up and kick mediocrity to the curb. I offer one-on-one coaching, my ever-popular group coaching programs, and my corporate Educate to Elevate program. Okay, let's get on with the podcast. Enjoy. Hey, everybody. Okay, so this podcast is going to be to plug my program, which starts in just a few days. We start on Sunday, May the 11th. But as I plug this program, I'm hoping you can glean some interesting information out of the next few minutes. I want to explain why this program means so much to me. The 21-day signature weight loss program, I've got 6 programs. I've got another 2 in the works. But the reason that I love this program so much is when people do it, they come in for whatever reason, they're trying to lose weight, they're trying to get back to a happy place. Maybe they've lost the weight and they're scared of getting it back. Maybe the weight loss is stuck, they don't know what to do, or that they're just frustrated, confused, all the different ads and products, and they just feel very overwhelmed. And what's really cool, and it happens it's usually Zoom number 2, usually the second coaching call, and there's an epiphany moment. There's the light bulb moment. There's the aha moment. And there's one particular part in one particular recording that I do, one particular class that I do, and I love doing it because at that moment I can feel the gasp that I get from the people in the program, like the penny drops. It suddenly makes sense. Like it suddenly makes oh my gosh. And in that moment, what happens is people see what is possible. And in that moment, they see how different things can be. And I absolutely love feeling that, helping people get to that point. People that have been struggling and just overwhelmed, and the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. And in one coaching call, and there's a 5-minute segment of that coaching call. And I do this one little thing where I bring a lot of stuff together and I kind of bring it all together. And it's like, oh my gosh, why is nobody talking about this? Why has nobody said this? And the answer is, I don't know. That the topic of that particular presentation, I read in a clinical nutrition book 25 years ago. It's not new. I don't know. But from that moment, it is the hope, the excitement, the clarity that people have, and the joy and the energy that comes with that. I just feel like I'm changing people's lives. Now, when I give people the information, it's not that, I expect them to follow it to the letter. It's about, it's about understanding it. So I like to say, I show you the way, I'll tell you the way. If you don't choose the way, that's fine, but you can never deny knowing the way. And that's more important. It's not about falling off the horse. It's knowing exactly how to get back on the horse if you fall off, because then when you fall off the horse, it's not a big deal. Instead of people where they, oh, I broke it, oh my gosh, I blew it, I blew it. That's so I love it because there's a few moments where people are just so excited and they see that their body's not stuck and they see a whole new life in front of them. Now, what are most people experiencing? Fear, anxiety, worry, a lack of confidence, or even people that have all lost the weight, it's still there. There's not they're enjoying their new bodies, but there's that fear in the back of the mind. And then like, well, why would I buy a program? Well, I can watch YouTube, I can watch social media, and I can look up this person, and I can ask AI, and I can all do this. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But you know what that's like? That's like doing. That's like you have all the jigsaw puzzles, all the jigsaw pieces, and the pieces are upside down, so they're face down. You've got it all there. You can ask AI, you can ask Google, you can go to YouTube, you can get some reel, and you'll get this jigsaw piece. And it's awesome, and it's valid, and it's fascinating. Where do you put it? Where do you put it? So you look at this jigsaw, you've got thousands of pieces, thousands of these bits of information all over the place, and they're all great, they're all valid. And you grab this little piece of information, you run with it like, oh, lemon in my tea, lemon in my tea. Oh my gosh, great. Okay, that's a jigsaw piece. Where are you going to put it? Where are you going to put it? Oh, I don't know. What does it connect to? Oh, my cortisol's through the roof. Oh, my cortisol. Okay, okay, great, great, great. That's a jigsaw piece. Where are you going to put it? Okay, it's valid. Okay, true. What does it do? How did it happen? What are you going to do about that? What are you going to do with that jigsaw piece? And people are just moving these jigsaw pieces around, getting very excited for a second, but then having no clue what to do with all these pieces. The way you put a jigsaw together, what's the first thing you do? The first thing you do when building a jigsaw is you're looking for the corners. You're looking for the corner pieces, and the corner pieces are not exciting. Nobody's making an Instagram reel over, blood glucose, sleep, food quality. It's all about the exciting stuff, the mitochondria and the this and the that, and oh my gosh, and the the corner pieces are usually pretty boring, right? Misunderstood and boring, right? Stress. Who wants to hear about stress? Who wants to know about stress? But that's a corner piece. Now, what piece is attached to that? Lots of pieces attached to that. So you get your corner pieces, building a jigsaw. What do you do? Corner pieces, and then what do you look for? You look for the straight edges. So the straight edges are solid, valid pieces of information that are connected to each other. And then over time, you've got the corner pieces. Now you've got the straight edges. You're like, okay. Now, when you're working in a program like mine and we're putting it together in a progression, we also have the jigsaw pieces facing up, right? We know what we're looking at. We know that corner piece is stressed. We can see it, right? So now we've got the corner pieces, we've got the straight edges, and now we've got the other pieces. Well, what do you do with the jigsaw? You're looking for colors and patterns. Oh, let's put the blue together. The blue matches the blue matches the blue. Well, this is like you see a topic and you match a piece next to it. So stress, inflammation, this, digestion, leaky gut, blah, blah, blah. And you put the pieces together, but you know where to put the pieces. And over time, you build the jigsaw until the jigsaw is complete. And that is optimal health and optimal body composition. And it's done and it's there. And whenever you get a new piece, oh, lemon juice. Oh, okay, I see that can go there. Okay, that's part of that piece there. Yeah. There has to be a progression to this. And the progression, you can't do in a 90-second drill. You can't do, well, you could try plugging it into AI if you want to, but you have to know the right questions to ask. And the questions are multiples, right? It's not one question. You have to know the questions in the right order. And then the answers, they're the jigsaw piece. Where do you put those answers? Which other answers do you connect those to build the picture? This is why programs and coaching, when there is a progression to them, you just build this jigsaw really quickly. But again, you start with the corner edges, which are not necessarily exciting. So that's why people will go to YouTube and they'll save a buck here and they'll do this, they'll ask AI, and they'll be clinging to a little piece of something. What's one of them I heard recently? I can't remember. There's always so much nonsense I hear, right? Um, but when you have a progression, for one, it's I say you actually see what's possible because you see the picture building, but it's also enjoyable. So each piece of information, you're connecting it to the others, you see where it goes and the pattern of things, and it's exciting. So it's a little bit like a jigsaw, but most people, what they've got, they've got some pieces, they haven't got all the pieces, but they kind of scrambled all over the place. The jigsaw's upside down. They don't even know what picture they're trying to create. And they don't know what these pieces are, and they don't know what they connect to. You can lose decades. Well, most people never, ever, ever, ever complete the jigsaw. They're not even close. They don't even get the straight edges, because what happens is people try really hard, and trying really hard usually lasts 3 weeks, and then they bonk, right? Well, or most progress ends at an obstacle. And when you hit an obstacle, and then you're like, okay, you sit there for a while, and then when you don't know the way around the obstacle, people quit and they just set up camp next to the obstacle, and then the obstacle has friends, and now you're sitting against a bunch of obstacles, and all you just didn't have the knowledge or the understanding to understand that the obstacle was actually a position of growth for you. It was an opportunity for growth, and you decided to do nothing about it, and that's where progress stopped. You see, obstacles are always, excuse me, and always a source of growth. And what obstacles also do is they highlight exactly what you need to focus on. Okay, so an example, you get your blood work back and your triglycerides are high. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? My triglycerides are high. I'm so stressed, but this is bad. My blood work's terrible. But it's just shown you exactly what you have to focus on. Exactly. It's not like a mystery what you need to do. Obstacles tell you exactly what you need to address. You've got your watch or your ring or whatever, and your sleep score is constantly down. You're like, oh man, I can't, it's telling you exactly what you need to correct. So obstacles are a huge opportunity of growth because they literally shine a torch on what we need to change. Most people, they get to an obstacle, they don't know what to do about it, they dig their heels in, stick their thumbs in their mouth, and they sulk. And they sit there. And the obstacle gets bigger and bigger, and friends come and join it, and now you're sitting against a wall. And that can happen at any age. So the 21-day program, because it's foundational of all my other programs, because my other programs, so this is kind of where I get I'm finding the corner edges, right? I'm finding the corner edge, I'm doing the straight line, the straight edges, I'm doing the corner pieces, sorry, and the straight edges. And then sometimes people will come in, they'll jump in my Mastering Midlife program, which is my 6th program. I've literally done 6 programs. No, it's 7 programs. Sorry, 7 programs at this point. And they jump in on my Mastering Midlife program because it sounds super sexy. Mastering Midlife. I want to master my midlife. That's great. And they can. It's absolutely fine. And if they are slightly more advanced, it's a great move. But for my concern sometimes is, oh my gosh, I've already done the corner pieces. I've already done the straight edges. I'm going to touch on those again, but I can't go in. I can't do the 21-day program again every time I do one of my other programs. So they've kind of missed the progression. There's a lot of information that I can't repeat, and they're kind of coming in a long way through the journey. There's still a lot of value there, but the real value is when people come in at the first program, the 21-day, the foundational program, and work their way through. It's building that jigsaw. That's why I get so passionate about this program. And it's not just for, maybe I should call it something different. Maybe I should just call it the 21-day signature program and not the signature weight loss program. Because yes, it's about weight loss, but it's signature, like the foundations of, body composition and optimal health. It starts with this program. So, for example, if you heard my prior podcast that I did on why protein can't be turned into fat, yeah, I'm going to do that in the 21-day signature program, but I'm not going to have time to do that again in the podcast I think was 40 minutes. So, I mean, and I go into way more depth. So I haven't got time to do that again in the Type 28 program. I'll touch on it. I'll do the Cliff Notes all in that. I can't do that again in the midlife program. I can touch on it, but it's a huge jigsaw piece. In the 21-day signature, I literally go through the macronutrients, the protein, carbs, and fat, nutrient storage, how food is converted into fat, how to build meals for weight loss, macros per day, the 3 approaches to weight loss. What about fasting? Well, how does fasting actually work? Should people that are in a highly stressed state do fasting? How does fasting actually counteract calorie restriction, which it does, it can include food preferences. I can't repeat these topics in Type 28, Muscle Month, Mastering Midlife. I just haven't got time. So when people come in later on in my programs, they just miss so many of the pieces. Now, yes, they can go back and do the in self-study and do the 21-day, but I like to think that the live coaching program, you have full access to me. You can ask me any question that you want. But I can't repeat the program, the content in every program. And it is just so much. I mean, fat patterning. Why do we have different fat patterning? Loose skin. Well, I do talk about that in the midlife program. Stress, the cortisol body. What about cravings? What actually causes cravings? How really easy. That one's a fascinating one. Um, the liver, how important the liver is. What about the mitochondrial function? I mean, I go into insulin and blood glucose, and for the 21-day program this time, I'm encouraging people to. I always like people to use a blood glucose monitor. But for this one, I'm actually saying if people want to get the one by Stelo, Stelo, which is a continuous monitor, that is actually proving to be pretty cost effective. But it's understanding that understanding your blood work for body composition. Yes, I do that again in the midlife program, but I do understanding your body composition for midlife. I cannot repeat everything with every program. So that's why I get so passionate about people coming into this one, because it's just such the foundational program for everything else. The live coaching program starts this Sunday. And then you won't have to hear me talk about it anymore. May the 11th to May 31st. There are 7 live coaching calls, full access to me. There's over 50 pieces of pre-recorded content, which you have access to for 6 months. It's great information for young adults. Really, I mean, good gracious, if we had all this information, in our late teens or early 20s, good gracious, that would literally change the world. And it's just fascinating. Truly fascinating. You can be as involved or as invisible as you want in my programs. I charge the same for the live program with full access to me as I do for the self-study, because I really want to encourage people to do the live program. My groups are large enough to be dynamic, but small enough to be personal. I reach out to everybody personally. Everybody has access to me, both in the group and personally. I mean, it's a hybrid program of self-study and live coaching. And to me, it's the closest you can get to one-on-one coaching in a group format. And the price of the program is a tenth of what I would charge you if you were to do it one-on-one. So the signature weight loss program, plug over, done. Won't be coaching in a live format until 2026, so we don't have to hear any of this again. But that is why I get so passionate about it. It's those building blocks, it's those first pieces of information that are so important that I have the opportunity to really dig into. Even if weight loss isn't your goal, if just understanding body composition is your goal, or if you have, teenagers or young adults that you want this information, get them in this program. My gosh. Okay. Plug over. Um, 21daysignature.com. The next podcast, what was I going to do this on? I can't remember now. It's going to be awesome. Anyway, all righty. If you've got any questions about the program, please reach out, joe@theshrinkshop.com. But that's it for now. I do hope you enjoyed this episode of Midlife Mayhem. Be sure to subscribe and be sure to tell your friends about this wonderful podcast. If you would like more of me, then on social, it's simple, just my name at Joanne Lee Cornish. Also, my website, theshrinkshop.com, where you can see all my coaching programs. There are many, many ways we can work together. Obviously, I do private one-on-one coaching. I do all my programs are in a self-study form, and all my programs are run as a live program at least once a year. I try and do twice, but it usually ends up being once. I have mindset program. I have my awesome 5-day peak week shred that people love. I have the signature weight loss program. I have Tight 28, which is advanced weight loss. I have muscle mastery, and I have midlife. Mastering Midlife. So 6 programs that offer a progression to fully understand the body composition through the ages. If you have questions, if you're kind of wondering how I can help you, then simply shoot me an email at jo@theshrinkshop.com. Tell me what's going on, and I'll get back to you and let you know the way I can help. Okay, that's it for now.